Buenas noches. Good night, everybody. Welcome to clubdeportes.com. We're gonna have a show. We're gonna have a show in English tonight, so be prepared. If you don't understand, blame my English teacher. Anyways, I'm Jorge Iturralde. You can follow us on clubdeportes.com. Follow us at Club Deportes in Twitter. You can follow me at Jorge Iturralde in Twitter. And also, you will see there in Spanish most of the coverage, but we're going to try to do more English to get the translations and everything for you guys who only speak English in Texas. That is weird. But anyways, let's go to camera 2. Jerry Lopez in controls. Y camera 2. We have a very singular, special table today. The guest, you know our guy, Aries Silva. He's part of the house now. Aries, welcome, bienvenido.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Y tenemos a Scott, but Slan or Scott?
Slan Apecht.
Oh, Slan. I thought it was Scott. I'm sorry about that.
Sorry.
But anyway, Slan, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
He's from the False 9. I think you're familiar with that, with the Twitter. That very sarcastic Twitter. No, I'm just kidding. That's a very good Twitter that you need to follow, the False 9. And also coverage. It's like a very special way to cover the Austin FC, everything on the Austin FC.
Yes, everything that we can, everything that we find interesting.
Perfect. So welcome also to Club Deportes. We're going to try to do everything. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, he's here to help us. I think you're going to help us. Anyways, we have a game on Saturday that it was a hard game. It wasn't a hard game. We tied up at the end 2-2. What do you think about the game, first of all?
Man, it was an extreme roller coaster of emotions because the first half was atrocious. We got outplayed by Frisco. By the way, I do not refer to them as Dallas because their stadium is not in Dallas. They're in Frisco. So it was very tight. We were missing, obviously, Danny Pereira, which made, in my opinion, a big difference. And then we went down 2-0. And I'm not going to lie to you, when we went down 2-0, I thought the game was lost. I felt complete despair.
Especially because the second goal was almost on minute 65 or 60 something, right?
Yeah, exactly. And although we've had a couple of comebacks, we hadn't shown our ability to come back.
So I think that's actually the biggest difference between last year's team and this year's team is that, their body language is so much better. Even if they go down a goal or down 2 goals, they don't slump down and act like they're defeated. I think last year this game probably would have ended up like last year's Dallas game, for instance, where
this is the first mistake.
Yeah, the first mistake by Gallagher, and then he doesn't track the runner.
And look right there. Exactly, he doesn't try. He doesn't.
That was really his only really bad play of the game. He did so well to track back and to really match Ariola's pace and work rate, and really just he has that one lapse and we're down 1-0.
Yeah, and we the way that the goal, that was in my opinion a cheap goal, right? It was off of a bad giveaway, and then the second one, I don't think Stuver really had much of a chance there.
No, but this was Cascante.
It was really
it was unlucky. It was unlucky.
It's not unlucky.
You don't think it was unlucky?
Look at this.
Cascante's unlucky. He goes to kick the ball, and
this is
the Dallas
not
player
unlucky.
makes a really great play to knock it off.
It's not unlucky.
But
you're going to see this. Look at this.
Right there. He should have cleared it right there. Look.
No, he goes to kick it, but
it hit the ball on the inside of his leg.
Doesn't matter. You cannot go that weak to kick the ball. You need to kick the ball. When you're on defense, you can kick the ball. Now, this is a very good one from GT. But the best is Driussi never quits.
He's amazing.
I was really surprised that wasn't called back. It was a really good decision by the ref to play the advantage, even though that's not a normal advantage situation where you have one guy with the ball against the keeper and 2 defenders. But the way he kept going, and it really shows what having a target striker like Gite and letting Driussi play as a support striker really could bring to the team if we played him more.
Yeah, and it wasn't almost on this. It was when the 2-1 came on minute 71, right? Minute 71, yeah. And this Cascante, this was a shot from Cascante. Well, we tied the game, if I'm not mistaken, on the minute 85.
84, 85.
84.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say 84. This was just close, but not.
I don't understand why the player who's playing the log is your best player on the pitch. I don't understand putting your best player down there. I've never understood why teams do that.
Yeah, Fagundes got the assistance on this one.
Yeah.
Even Lima said
It was a double assist.
It was a double assist. And Jose scored. But look at this. This was in minute 84. You had 10 minutes. 10 minutes to score because everything ended at 80. A minute 87.
And to me, what was frustrating about this game is we had a chance to win it. They also did. This was probably the closest chance, right?
Thanks God it was Franco Jara.
But Franco Jara, who sucks ass, even though he sucks. Look at him. He's a designated player.
That's not even the worst decision he made. There was one where he got up to actually got to the. Oh man,
that's
feeling.
But that's anyways. I want you guys to see when this throw in. But first, let's go this. Look at this. Minute 95.
This is wild.
Look at Josh Wolf's face. He was pissed.
He shouldn't be pissed. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous time.
They should have let the play finish.
It should have ran until Dallas cleared.
It wasn't the referee's call. It was Lima who, instead of sending the center or the ball
cross.
Exactly, he passed it to the right, and just the throw in before that one. When we say we, Austin was looking for the third goal, right?
Right.
On that particular throw in, Lima took about a minute to walk from where he was, like he was just making the time.
Like we were ahead.
Exactly. And then at the other one, I was thinking, why Lima on this one? No. Let's see. Regrésalo un poquito, Jerry, un poquitito más. Yeah, look, he was very pissed. But on the throw-in, he was really like not really connected to, even though he did the assist on the goal, he was kind of disconnected.
But I think that's kind of part of what you were saying about the roller coaster. Like, the first half was very cagey, and then obviously things were terrible when Dallas was winning, and then Austin really came back and fought. But you could tell after Austin drew that some of their intensity kind of waned. And some of that was Dallas made some smart defensive subs to bring an extra center half on. But it did seem like they did not play with nearly as much urgency in the last 10 minutes as a team that was really believing they could score.
Yep.
Okay, on this one, it's going to be... Yes, okay, on the next one, on that one, he took forever to throw that one. And it was minute 94. And then minute 95, let it go, Jerry.
I'm saying we're not going to keep watching The Mist over and over again, are we? Because that just sounds terrible.
A minute right here, look.
Yeah, he's
supposed to send it.
Waiting.
And then Josh was laughing. You see, he went inside. I was on the sideline. Josh went inside the field. He was like really pissed with
There were a lot of times when Austin had the ball in those positions and had 3 or 4 players queued up on the back post and no cross came in. And you would think that bringing somebody like Kolmanich on, sorry, I keep interrupting you, where like Kolmanich comes on and doesn't get a single good cross in.
That's something that I want to talk about.
It's just frustrating because we're so queued up for it.
Jerry, dame un favor, me consigues la alineación? Can you give me the lineup, the starting 11? Because I want to say something. I mean, everybody on social media I read, it was like real good substitutions. Wolf did a good job, and this and that. We, and particularly on the last 5 games, we had a lot of changes on the initial.
We've had, yes.
We did not have those many changes on the first 5 games. On the first 5 games, it was the substitution of the initial 11 was the same almost for 4 or 5 games. And we had a real good, I mean, we scored 10 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, exactly. Best start in MLS history.
Exactly. And those 5 games, we have a line that, remember, you said, now you love Wolf. I mean, it's not like I love it or not, but it's like we are having some idea of what we're doing. On the last 5 games, we have changes in one game and a different starting lineup on the second game. That's what happened on 2021. We had a lot of changes. Now, the people, the fans are not, we're going to, déjalo ahí, Jerry. The fans are not really angry because we're still in the 3rd place. I mean, you guys are placed. And most of the guys understand, they say, okay, we're okay. But we shouldn't. I mean, we have lost, on May, we lost a lot of points. And in June, we lost, at least these 2 points we lost on June. Now, Ruben Gabrielsen, he got on the starting 11 since probably I think he was on the game number 3 or 4 when he kicked when Keep was out. No problem. I mean, he really got his place on the starting 11. Hector Jimenez is on and on. Hector Jimenez is on and on. That's a mistake from my point of view.
Do you think he should start every game?
No, whoever. If he wants to start Hector Jimenez, or if he wants to start Lima, just keep the guy you think is playing better. Mm-hmm. But you cannot change from game to game because all the team gets it loses the control, not the control, the
cohesion,
stability.
Exactly. That would be the point. Now, Julio Cascante is fine. That's not a problem. Gallagher has been there most of the time. Felipe, because
we have no choice.
Yeah, no, we had a choice.
There were choices.
We had a choice, but let's go first with Felipe.
Sure.
Felipe is because he was replacing Pereira.
Danny Pereira.
Okay. Sebastian Driussi, no problem. Alex Ring, it was fine. Alex Ring, do you notice that Alex Ring play a little bit behind his position?
Ever since he got moved back to the 6, right? And to be honest, he's playing a lot better because, in my opinion, he was not able to finish, and a lot of the fans were really upset because as an 8, he was kind of lacking sometimes, right?
Well, I think the other thing he brings to the 6 that especially showed in this match was when Dallas was coming up and pressing, they kept leaving the diagonal to the fullback on the other side open every time. And Ring can hit that pass every time. And so having him in the central playing that 6 position in the system makes more sense. Danny's great and plays well there, but Danny's more of a dribbler.
Exactly. Now, but we're going back to Felipe. Felipe play, I think he played good. But
you do?
I think he played good, yeah. At least
I disagree with that.
At least for the 45 minutes.
I think he played the best of his ability, right? Because he's an older player, but I don't think he's good. I think he's not a starter.
He's not supposed to be a starter on the team.
He's not, right? He's our 3rd string midfielder, and he played like one. We can't be relying upon him to be starting every game because he's not that kind of guy. He's the kind of guy you want to bring in to finish a game.
And I totally understand, Arias, but I'm talking about just one game. He did a good job on Saturday, and what I see when Felipe is there, I see a guy who's pushing everybody, who's yelling, who's screaming, who's fighting with the rivals, who's trying to, and he's always, I think he got the yellow card because he tried to
he was arguing
with Paul Arriola, right? Mm-hmm. So, anyways, I think on that team, on Saturday's game, I think my opinion is he did a good job.
No, I don't think so because here's the thing. Yes, I agree with you. He brings that extra thing to the game where he's going to be in the opponent's faces. He's going to be kicking the shit out of people. He's going to be time wasting. He's probably our best shithouser in the whole team.
Undoubtedly.
Right.
He is absolutely the best shithouser.
But if you see his passes, he passes back the ball every goddamn time.
But that can be a strategy. That's
the thing, though, is that he was playing in that strategy. I think what worried me more was that it was clear that he didn't have the pace to keep up when Dallas players were chasing him. Because I don't know if you noticed this watching, but when I went back through to watch it, I noticed that whenever he had the ball and a player was behind him, he always just shielded the ball and tried to get fouled instead of trying to do anything else with the ball because he's not quick enough to do anything.
But
he's not Danny Pereira, right? Danny Pereira would be the kind of kid that's going to get in there and try to dribble the ball past 3 defenders. But Felipe doesn't have that ability.
But
I don't think he ever had that ability.
Right.
This is what I think. Regresan a la alineación, Jerry. Okay, thank you. So, just to finish, Diego Fagundes, Owen Wolf, that he's not going to be moved away from there from now on because he played good 2 games.
I want to see Owen back inside. I really do. I think that we saw the highlight of the Cascante shot around the 80th minute, but what kind of got lost was that right before that, the rebound that came back out was Owen was from like 25 yards out and really like struck it strong, and it just happened to be in a crowded box. I'd really like to see him try to use his creativity in the center. As opposed to just kind of being shuffled out of the wing where all he's able to do is cross. And not that he's bad at crossing.
No. But don't forget, he's 17. I mean, sometimes I know he's going to play good. I mean, I think he's going to be a star. I mean, a big star. Yeah. At least on MLS. Because if he's 17 and he's not in Barcelona, he's not going to be like you,
of course.
like some other players. But he's going to be a good player. Probably a good star. He's going to be in the national team, on the big national team, and he can be on the under 20, and you know he's going to be a star. That's not a problem.
He's gotten so much better, and he's gotten so much better at being physical and using his body and not getting pushed around like he was last year. The few times we got to see him, and some of that is because he gets to go against fullbacks instead of center mids. But still, like he's throwing his body around.
No, I agree, but it seems like since he got the first on the first starting 11, Josh Wolf can take out Finley, take out Lima, Jimenez, whoever you want in any position, but Owen is not going to go out. I mean, I don't see how he's going to take him out.
Well, I think the only way he's going to be taken out is if we get another winger, right? The replacement of Cecilia Dominguez.
Yeah, and that's another thing that we're going to be talking. Now, let me just one more time, Jerry. Okay, just give me 1 second there. Okay, we have players on the defensive position. Look, we have Gabrielsen, Jimenez, Cascante, Gallagher, Felipe, and Alex Green. Alex Green, I put him on the defensive part. Mm-hmm. We have 6. Regrésale, Jerry. Yeah, we have six guys on more defensive duties than attacking, right?
Right.
So, on this particular game and the game on DC, Wolf changed the strategy, having 2 number 9s at the same time,
right.
And that was like really a success, right? Mm-hmm. Because on the first game, Hosen scored the winning. I think it was a 3-2, mm-hmm. And on this one, they almost scored the 3-2 with two number 9s. Why we don't do that all the time?
And that's part of the system. I actually I saw on the striker that they asked him, and they actually said they don't practice with 2 number 9s. And
so you practice to defend the team or to attack?
Well, and that's part of the thing, right? Wolf is very rigid when it comes to his system, and he wants to attack in the 4-4-3. Yet, if you have the dual 9s, they're not practicing. We actually defend better with the dual 9 position. And to me,
we do everything better with the dual 9.
Yeah, and I think that is a criticism. As good as Wolf has been this year, he needs to be criticized for his inflexibility and his lack of being able to adjust. And that's probably just due to lack of experience, in my opinion.
I mean, I think part of it is that he's still, he's a system coach. He really believes in the system, is going to coach it, and he thinks that, until we have this one system down, that we're not going to try a bunch of other things. He tried some things last year that didn't work. I think the bringing on the second 9 is really something that is kind of a emergency, break the glass if needed. I'm not sure it would work from the beginning. I would be interested to see that.
Actually,
I think
didn't we have a dual 9 starting? We actually tried that against DC in the first half, and it didn't work.
Was it?
No, who
No,
was it?
I want to say it was. I don't know. I don't remember.
They
There was one game
They
where
did.
we
They did more of
actually-
like the 3 midfield, but I don't think they had a
Maybe it
second.
was.
Yeah, no,
9 up
no,
there.
and actually we have different things. Like we have Johan Romagna. No, I mean not Romagna.
Valencia.
Johan Pereira
Valencia.
and Ring.
Yeah.
Playing
You're right.
once.
You're right, you're
and I
right.
think it was. And then we had. But the times when we changed to double 9, those were like the team, because when you do a double 9, Ring has to go a little back, right? And Drusy plays free, and in any of the wings, Fagundes plays also freely.
Right.
You know, has more flexibility to do whatever he wants, and that's when the opportunities come, because even Finley got an opportunity when you had a double 9 pulling out. Gite, they were talking about, and I say hi to Quitlawak. He was saying something about the French, the language. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did.
He tweeted something about the language with Gite. I don't think the language has to do something with this.
I think what the tweet was that he felt a lot more comfortable when went up to Montreal, right? Because there were a lot of French-speaking people. Maybe he misses home. It could be something as simple as that. There are French speakers.
He's
in
also
the team.
had kind of a rough time, and it was clear that like his best friend on the team is not on the team anymore, because there was the I think it was on Instagram where it was like him and Kaku Tamade were like hanging out playing FIFA, and it's like losing like the person who, when you came here, you were connected with, because they have a very close connection, kind of a thing. Obviously, doesn't help him. I want to see more of Gite. I thought him getting subbed on Saturday changed the dynamic of how the team played, because he was more willing. And this is kind of a criticism of Ruti, and I don't know if it's scoring or something that Rudy's doing while just to freelance, but he tends to drop back more. And I think he gets into the spaces that Driussi should be occupying and spaces that Ring could be occupying. And instead of having the striker come back, Gite went forward. And it was clear that anytime he had the ball or we kicked the ball up to him, Dallas's defense couldn't handle him. They couldn't handle his physicality, both his strength and his speed, to where whenever he got the ball and was running at them, he was fouled, or he was fouled and created a goal. And I want to see more of that out of the team, stretching and that verticality, than what a Rudy brings, which is not that.
Okay, now, you say about Dallas. Dallas didn't play at 100% after the second goal. When they got the second
They gave
goal,
up. They gave up. Did you see their defense?
They substituted
just, like, walking
Ferreira.
around, yeah.
They just they thought, okay,
Yeah,
we
because they took Velasco off, and
Velasco Ferreira.
Yeah.
That was like a stupid thing to do from Nikos. I mean, a good thing for us.
And guess what?
Yeah, it was great.
Because he's a rookie coach.
Well, the other thing too is that this is an article in the Striker, was he talked about how he had subs ready to counteract what Austin did and bringing on Hosen and bringing on Kolmanich, and for whatever reason their subs didn't get up quick enough. And at that time they scored, and then after those subs came on, the game kind of settled a little bit more, and you're just kind of like, oh well, you're a rookie coach and doesn't know how to get the substitutions correct. Like even stuff like that, like little things that you'd think every coach would know how to do perfectly. I mean, as we saw last year with Wolf, I had the same problem with the thing, but like, it's just a thing that happens. And that's something that a rookie coach really does have to work on.
Okay, well, right now, the honeymoon, we can say the honeymoon is over in Austin FC with everybody. Okay, we have, and I don't know if you guys notice it, because I don't want to say about you guys, but most of the people, they just see the field. But being on the field, I have the opportunity to see faces, to hear comments, to do all that, because you guys don't hear anything over there on the stands. You
we can't even hear the announcer in the supporter section. Like people are like, "Oh, well, what did you think about the announcer change?" I'm like, "I never heard him." Like,
and there was another thing. I don't know who was the guy on. I think it's the same DJ or whatever, right? He put El Matador at the beginning of the game. I said, "Man, El Matador, it's like somebody can tell him El Matador is not." I mean, El Matador is the anthem for the Dallas FC guys. Anyways, so I tell you something. When Urruti was replaced, he got pissed off.
He stormed off. Yes,
he was pissed off.
I heard that from multiple people. I didn't see it myself, but I heard it.
He went he went straight to the locker room and never came back.
I heard that. I heard
All right?
that too.
I took pictures from everywhere trying to find him because I saw him. But that was the thing. He went. No te cabrones, chiqui whiskey. He went to. Josh Wolf went to say, like high five. And I got pictures of that, but I didn't upload them to the program. ¿Le pueden decir a Chiqui Whiskey que se calle tantito? Se me hace que el güey le va a dar las... Okay, so he's
a Frisco fan.
Yeah, I'll probably Josh. He's defending Josh. Anyways, so,
he's always been a Wolf fan.
So Urruti was pissed because he missed an opportunity just like 30 seconds after he was replaced. So when Josh Wolf walked, to go like this, and Urruti was just he obviously he gave me his high five, handshake or whatever, and he went straight to the. I thought he left the stadium, and I was trying to find out. I called a friend, my friend. She said, "You know what? No, he was on the Lexus Club or whatever after." So okay, that's fine. But he never came back to. Those things happen until 2021 with players, with many players. When, as I'm saying, when Lima got in, he was pissed. I saw him. He was like really pissed. Mm-hmm. He was pissed since he was training. He was warming up. He was like angry, and you can see the faces there. Who's happy and who's not, right? So there are some things that I don't want to make like a huge deal, but it's not the same environment that what I was watching on the first 5 games. And I told Josh in one of the conferences, I told him, you know what? Now everybody's happy. You see the guys warming up. They try to get in. They're happy. They're like, but that was on the first 5 games. Now you see something different. And I mean, believe me, I see something different. And this can be nothing, or this can be the beginning of everybody's getting tired of the decisions. Especially, and I'm going to give you a homework, especially to those guys. I want to say hi to Alex Camacho, on the guy with the
helmet.
With the helmet. With
he was in front of me he was sitting in front of me on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Can you see that? I mean, can you see, or you have to go like, hey?
No, I had no problem because I was tall enough, but the person next to me was kind of like.
Anyways, Alex, no, but he's an icon now on the stands. I saw his tweet saying, great substitutions from Wolf. He did it. I mean, I'm gonna give you homework, especially you, Alex. Check all the substitutions or the changes on the last 5 games and go back to 2021 and check 5 games. You will see exactly the same thing. Players substitute or change or starting 11s not constant, or is it constant? That's the way? Yeah. That's the word? Not constant than what we have on the beginning of the season. When you have a team that it has consistency, that team is gonna get better every game. That's normal. If you see a guy that is not doing his job like Josh saw on Kip Keller, he said, "No, this guy is not." Take him. But don't put it back next game, and don't take it back the next game, and don't put it back the following game. I mean, we need to have a consistency, the same consistency you had on the beginning of the season.
I think part of that is that you also have to have consistent players, and I think especially in Austin, looking at our fullbacks, like Jimenez and Lima aren't consistent, and at some point you just kind of have to pick like the hot hand and just kind of go back and forth. But I also don't think either of those guys is like an automatic locked-in starter.
Well, then I'm going to have to ask you why, if they're not on shape to play, why they get in the field at minute 65? Because at minute 65, it's like by the book. You replace whoever you want to replace, but minute 65, there is a substitution there. Yeah, it's the same thing. The same Lima for Jimenez. On this side, you put Finley for Wolf or for Fagundes, and then whatever you want to do, whatever you want to change, Urruti. You take Urruti and put Gite or you Hosen or whoever you want. But this is like every single week, and certain time you do what you probably thought on the week.
And sometimes it works, like this weekend, and sometimes it doesn't, like before.
I mean, I will say, if the team is playing good, they're professionals. I mean, if he wants to do one substitution or none, why he has to change the players?
Well, I also think you need to give credit to Wolf, because you kept complaining a lot about Fagundes getting pulled out, and guess what? Fagundes went the whole 90 this week,
and he didn't play good. I'm going to tell you, he played good 10 minutes, then nothing.
I know.
Then another 5 minutes, then nothing, and then another on this game, especially in this game. No, I'm not talking about the other games. I'm talking about this game.
I know, but again, so either you pull him out or you leave him in, right?
No, but what I say before, and I complain about it, I say, you know what? This guy, if he doesn't do it, like Drusy, if he doesn't do anything, he's gonna give a pass at minute 91, or he's gonna cut at minute 91. He didn't do nothing for 90 minutes, but he's gonna do something because he's capable to.
Right, of course.
So, and those are the players you kind of have to build around. I think Josh, for the most part, has an idea of the players who are going to play 90. It's Drusy, Diego, Ring. Usually Pereira's out there, the two center backs, and Stuver, and everybody else
is kind of interchangeable.
It's kind of interchangeable to some extent. I think they all bring different things, and I'd like to see more of some things than others, like I mentioned. But that is, he has 5 subs, and he actually has an MLScaliber roster up and down it now, which he did not have last year, and he should be using those subs, especially when it's 100 degrees.
What is it? He has a what?
He has an MLScaliber roster up and down the roster. Last year he didn't. There's a reason why there's a lot of players who were on Austin's team last year who are not on MLS teams this year. That's just the thing. But he has 5 subs. He should use all the subs.
I mean, where was the I mean, how big can be an improvement when you have these kind of problems? Let's say you play against Galaxy, they score 4 times. You play against Pachuca, really, Pachuca was on a field day, just like doing whatever, like having fun, and we couldn't do anything.
I mean, the Pachuca match was also an exhibition where he played two different 11s that were mixes of starters and
well, on the first,
and Pachuca was like, hey, we're going to play out the team that's pissed that they lost, and they're just going to fuck you up.
Brought their A team, you know what I mean? And so
no.
That's what I heard.
No. Is that not, on the first half?
Educate us, please.
And the first half, they had 6 from the regular starting 11 and 5 young guys. You saw guys like with the number 255, 1,000.
They did not have any
triple-digit numbers in that game.
There were like some high double-digit ones, but yeah.
There were no kids from the academy. I can tell you that.
Definitely. They didn't have, I mean, Pachuca has like a bunch of players.
Which, to be honest, I was disappointed in because I love nothing more than the silly Mexican rule that everybody has had a different number.
The number 75, give the pass to
I think 64
was 265's out there. Oh, wow. I love that. It's such a great rule.
Anyways, they had 6 people from the first team. The goalkeeper was like really good. But on the second half, on the first half, they scored 4 times.
Right.
On the second half, they changed everybody. They just kept like 3 guys, right? And we scored only once.
And that speaks to the caliber of our players versus their players. I mean, you can't a top team from a better league, from a better caliber league than ours, and
Graba eso, cabrón. Graba eso. Record that, please.
It's the top teams in Liga MX are better than most of the top teams in MLS. However, MLS overall is better than the shit teams in Liga MX. That's and I think you're gonna see that next year when we play the new Leagues Cup.
Ni madre, no.
You're gonna see that.
The Leagues Cup is just gonna be nothing but shit talking about.
Let me ask you, how many Gareth Bales are going to Liga MX?
What he's gonna do here? Play golf? I mean,
he may, but he didn't choose Mexico.
No, because he wants to be close to Disneyland. He wants to be close to Universal Studios and Beverly Hills and.
He didn't want to be like Gignac. It's fine.
I mean, whatever it is. And one of the things that, we're going to talk about that. Please, Aries, don't give me hard time right now. ¿Cuántos llevamos? 38? Okay. We're going to talk about that because this is really very interesting. Jerry, ¿qué te parece si nos pones ¿Qué nos vas a poner, el color o quieres ponernos las gráficas? ¿Hablamos ahorita? A ver, échanos las tablas. Nuestro productor está diciendo, okay, we're going to see that.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you, Jorge. At the beginning of the season, you clearly said we're maybe a 10th, 11th position team. Here we are. No. Yes, you did.
I never said that. I'm going to tell you that.
You said we can go back and pull it up. And you said
I'm going to tell you what I said. Yeah, go ahead.
But anyway, let me ask you: if I would have told you we're halfway through the season, or one game to be about
Basically
halfway through the season, if I would have told you we're going to be number 3 halfway through the season, would you have believed me?
And second in points per game.
Yes.
Keep in mind.
Yeah.
No,
would you have
not.
believed me? I wouldn't have. This to me, and that's why I don't think the fans are panicking, is because you know what? Yeah, we've had a run of a few bad games. We've been unlucky. We've had some injuries, etc. We had some suspensions with Danny, but we're still there. We're fighting. That's all. That's as a fan. That's all I want. I want our team to fight.
I think the other part of it too is that we got off to a good start, and I think it's very easy to build up some good vibes and build up some momentum by having such a strong start like Austin did. You know, I think if you reverse the season, if we struggled out of the gate, if we hadn't, our May schedule was our February, March schedule, I think Josh gets fired by April 1st because we would have gone off to a slow start.
No, he can lose 100 games and he's not going to get fired.
I mean, we're only 2-2 since the extension. Just
come on,
keep that in mind.
And Anthony Precourt is not that kind of. I don't think he has shown that he's not the kind of guy of gets involved on this.
You don't think that the extension was a decision point if they were going to fire him or they were going to give him an extension this year?
Well, I didn't know that, but he got the extension like right away. They debuted Owen Wolf when the team was in the worst of the season last year.
Yeah.
Just to make everything happen, and then right now he has 3 years. He doesn't have to worry about it. But the problem is not Wolf. I mean, regrésame la tabla, and I'm going to tell you what I say. Aries. Pitch Aries.
Go to tape.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what I said. I said, and I'm going to repeat this, on the 1 or 2 games before the end of the season, they are going to be, and I'm still saying it, they're going to be on the 7th or the 8th place, fighting on the last 2 games to get on the playoffs. And I repeat that. And we're going to go, you see, right now, from number 3 to number 8 is just 7 points, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's 2 games. Now, you can go back because the rest of the teams, we don't care. Jerry, look at this. We're gonna count 5 games from May and 2 games from June. Right. 7 games, right? We have, on these 7 games, we have 8 points.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, I agree. And it's by far the hardest stretch of games that we've had. We're on the road. We're playing against some good teams like Frisco, the Galaxy. I mean, those are good teams, right? We're not playing against bottom of the.
Hey, he keeps saying Frisco. He's with the orange red.
This is the keeper kit, man.
I mean, it looks more like.
Dallas's mayor said that they don't count as Dallas. Like, we have to call them Frisco, right? Like, the mayor said that.
This is what Stuver was wearing during the last game. Don't give me shit.
But also, like, I think as much as we want to look in the tea leaves of the schedule, like, Austin beat Cincinnati 5-0, and they're a playoff team now. But everybody, when that happened, everybody was like, bonus game.
This guy was like, Cincinnati sucks.
And that's the thing. Like, now that we've, in a lot of ways, like, our worst looking loss is losing away to Portland because Portland is mired down in the bottom of the non-playoff teams we don't care about.
Yet nobody said anything. They're like, we did such a good job. We fought them.
I felt really good after that match. I was in Portland and I was like, no, we really fought them really hard. This was a tough match. Blah, blah. And now I'm like, ugh.
¿Cómo puedes decir aplaudidores?
They are the cheerleaders, the team cheerleaders, the ones that clap.
But let's say about 10,000 people. The team does something like they tied the game with Dallas and everybody's like happy. We're very good. No. We lost 3 points at home. That's a reality. We didn't have a good starting 11 to start with. If we tied the game because he made some changes, I mean, we were losing 2-0. I mean, we really have to be glad we didn't, lose the game. That was the reality. But if you guys want to see everything optimistic, we Hosen score, everybody throw beer, and everybody was. And I got some el pollo. What is it? Ahorita me pasas.
Pollo FC?
No, the stickers.
Yeah, the chicken stickers. You got chicken stickers.
Those are very good. Okay, so anyways.
I want to counter your argument, okay? Because why are we happy, right? Why am I happy? Is because last year, this team would have just laid down and we would have lost 4-0, right?
It was like a great game.
And
it really was.
And that's the thing. I'm happy to see the fight in the players. I'm happy to see the resiliency. Am I happy that we tied them? No, I think we could have won.
But it's also the difference of like coming back from being down 2-0 versus the San Jose match where we were up 2-0 and gave up 2 goals and really dropped 2 points. A lot of the Dallas fans were very very upset at losing 2 points.
The Frisco people were really upset.
I got an interview right now. You're going to see el color, but I repeat again. Don't get me wrong. I mean, tied in the game or saying that it's bad celebrating. No, I don't say that. This was like a really good game. But Dallas give up.
I thought it was a good game between 2 fairly evenly matched teams, and I think they're both teams that I would expect to see in the playoffs. I'm not sure if either will be hosting a playoff game because I think Seattle's figured it out now, and we should all expect that Seattle is going to finish is in that tier with LAFC of the true MLS Cup contenders in the West. So that kind of puts us somewhere in the playoff picture, hopefully. But I mean, I think Dallas kind of played their game and they nicked 2 goals, and that's kind of how they play. They were ready to beat us on the counterattack with pace up top, and the biggest mistake their manager made was that he took the pace off.
Okay, so let me ask you then, why we didn't play like the last 15 minutes from the beginning?
That's a great question. I mean, that's a question to ask Wolf because we've seen over and over again Austin going down by multiple goals or going down a goal early, and how much that really influences the game. And yes, it's great to come back from 2 goals down. It's better to not be down 2 goals.
But that's the thing. I mean, the people who oppose it, we nice come back. We never stop fighting. I mean, why are we playing like that since the beginning?
And you want the answer to that is because we're not a championship contender team. We're a good team. We're a much better team than last year, but we're not to the same level as LAFC or even Seattle now.
I actually think part of it is actually a lack of taught aggression on Wolf's part, because you see it a lot of, we talk about the horseshoe of sadness, which is just them passing it around the perimeter and not really doing anything probing. But we see so many times where, and I remember watching this on Saturday, was Driussi started on our right side and made a diagonal run behind the defense, didn't get a pass to him. Stops, ball swings back around, makes another diagonal run the other way. Nobody looks to pass to him. And until we start looking to make those probing passes and to make those probing runs at the beginning of the match and playing throughout and having that as a assertive, aggressive style of play of trying to really do that, we are going to have these problems where we just hold possession. And even when we get out on the break, we stop and hold it and let the other team set up instead of making it easier on ourselves, because we don't play the kind of aggressive, ruthless verticality style that Wolf claims to want to play. We ultimately play a very possession-based game that's very oh, it's your turn, oh, it's our turn, oh, it's your turn kind of a thing. And ultimately that leads to a lot of passivity in the players. You see it when, Lima or some other fullback, doesn't hit a first-time cross in, even though we have 2 guys on the back post just standing there. Hit the cross, let people go for it. We saw on Saturday, we saw on Saturday when, a clearance from the back just gets lobbed forward for Gite, and Gite by himself, through his own force of physical nature, forced the Dallas defenders to foul him, took all of their attention away, which let Driussi grab the ball and just go and score. Mm-hmm. And we need more of that and that kind of aggression. Agreed. As opposed to just we're going to pass the ball around a little bit.
And that is Wolf's fault. That's a coaching issue, right? Wolf he hasn't made a 180-degree change from last season. He still has a lot to learn.
It's the same system the U.S. plays.
I think he did it. I think he did on the first games. He was, before like Cincinnati or Orlando. Before, we used to score once and go back. We used to score twice and go back and defend that. On the first 2 games, they scored 5 times, and they keep going. On the third game, even though we didn't win on that game, but it was like a really good forward mentality from everybody. We changed that. I don't know why. I don't know what was the reason. We have the same players. I mean, the only thing we can say is with the same guys, because Ruth is there, because Ruth is the starting 11. Gite has the power. You say it has the power. Why they don't try instead of making changes on the back, like changing Lima and changing whatever he wants? Why he doesn't make changes on the forward to make it more offensive? I mean, that's the thing. Now, with the Cascante, you said, I don't know who of you, but you say, no, it's not his fault.
Both of us.
It was, well, I mean, yeah, okay. I understand that. But, I say a couple times, Cascante, he has the quality to be on the national team.
And he should be.
Yeah, but these kind of things, they change everything on any coach in the world. If they see having these kind of mistakes against who's they're going to play Spain, I mean, it's not the same to play FC Dallas, to play Spain, or to play Germany. I mean, it's going to be. That's a problem with him, and we have the same thing, not just with Cascante, with everybody. I mean, all the guys like Gallagher. Gallagher was doing. I mean, he did I was going to say perfect game, but almost perfect game.
Close.
Just one mistake, but that mistake was 1-0.
Yeah, and he did a really good job of matching Ariello's speed and work rate. I think that ultimately they had to kind of move. They were moving him around to kind of avoid Gallagher at some point because they just couldn't beat him over the top. But at the same token, like especially with Austin, we just have this tendency, and I don't know if it's a mentality thing or a player thing or even a skill-based thing of we're not working on enough things in practice of every team that plays us know that sometime we're going to play out of the back and we're going to make a mistake or two. And those mistakes are going to turn into good chances, and every team just waits for those mistakes to happen. And you could even see it on Saturday when Dallas was pressing. Their goal of their press was not to get the ball back to Stuver and pressure Stuver. The goal of their press was to let Austin pass it to the fullbacks and then shut them down. And where did the 2 goals come from? Gallagher losing the ball, Jimenez losing the ball. And that's how they get their 2 counterattack goals. And until Austin can fix those kinds of things, we are going to get played against the same way, and we're going to go down goals.
But we can't fix those things because that's a technique. That's a player. I mean, we don't have.
What are we doing training then?
We don't have level to export players to even national teams. We don't have anybody in the national teams. Now, they were talking, and we're gonna go very quick with that. ¿Cuánto nos queda, Jerry? 12? Ok, 12 minutes. Pero el pinche color dura 10 minutos, güey. Bueno, nos quedamos un poquito más. Let's touch. Can we stay another 10 minutes? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cecilia Dominguez, I don't think he's going to play.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. The fact that he has not made a single roster since March, and I don't know if we can talk about rumors, but there's tons of rumors also that definitely. His family is moving, that they're leaving. I don't know how substantiated they are.
The rumor is that his family's moving back. Right. The other rumor is that he is not in playing shape and is not attempting to get into playing shape because Austin is not. True. You don't think so?
No.
What about his family rumors? Do you think?
I don't know. I think that's true. And I think
and
he's
to me
preparing.
that's probably the clearest indication.
I saw Rigo.
San Rico.
He tweet. No, Rigo. From Los Verdes. Mm-hmm. He tweet something to Precourt and asking for a statement about the abortion thing and that stuff to the team. Which I mean, the team doesn't have to do nothing with that. I believe because this is not a tragedy. Like Ubalde, this is something different. This is something like the team doesn't have to do nothing with it. But just imagine the pressure that Anthony Precourt has. On this case, he's sucking Cecilia Dominguez salary, which is $200,000 a month. He's spending $200,000 a month to please or to respect the fans that are not really. That's something that we really need
to respect the city that he came into, trying to get money out of us.
Not a problem. No.
Right.
If he.
That's also the payment he has to make. That's also the payment he has to make for his club not vetting a player correctly.
Exactly.
Like that. Like ultimately, like that. And this is something that I heard somebody mention. I forget who it was, but they were talking about us getting a DP to replace Cecilia, and they were like, "I hope he comes from Europe because our South American scouting is terrible," and it has been. And Cecilia was part of that because they didn't make the effort.
Do a good enough job.
Yeah, but Cecilia was a wrong decision since the beginning. They knew he was already with the order to be arrested to the warrant. Warrant.
Yeah,
he was already with that on 2017. He was already with trouble. It was a mistake to hire him. But I think that was some of the rookie things from Claudio Reyna. Get Rodney Redes, which I don't know what he's doing.
Hopefully,
here.
and by the way, it looks like he's leaving too. Did you see what his agent said?
Yeah.
Okay,
but who's taking Rodney Redes? He makes.
Does it matter?
It matters in the sense that somebody's going to have to take him at some point if we want to get rid of him. But you're right about Reyna in that from a basic roster construction perspective, wasting a DP spot in Cecilio and wasting a young player spot on Redes really hampers what the ceiling of this team is. Yeah, when you look at especially early on in the season when we had everybody, if we had a winger capable of at the same ability level as Cecilia who was still playing, we'd probably be we would be up there points wise with LA.
No, but what I wanted to say is, it seems like you're not happy with Columbus ownership when they moved here, but the ownership here has been, I think has been perfect. I would say they've donated a lot of money for houses, for homes. I don't know.
Sure.
I have been in events where Precor is donating $3 million to people. He doesn't have to do that, but he's doing it. It was an agreement. I talked to the mayor. I said, that was an agreement we have. So, what he's been doing in Austin, nothing to compare or to say about, compare with Columbus Cruz, because they hate him over there. They hate Breakert and company over there.
They hate Jimmy Haslam now.
But right here, what we need to do is, I think, and I don't know if you guys see the same thing than me, but I think Breakert is leaving everything on professional people, especially starting with Reyna, with Claudio Reyna on the thing. Communications is not really, the communications department is really, really bad. They're not, and we're doing something special that is going to be out very soon. I don't want to talk about it, but communications is not really good with Hispanics. But we will. What I want to say is the team is learning, even though they have many years there. Now this is the second season. We still don't have a good team. We can see it. We don't have any national team guys, but Owen Wolf on the minor things.
And Micah.
And who?
Micah Burton.
Oh, yes,
Micah
exactly.
Burton.
That was under 17?
Yeah.
Under 17.
Okay. Anyways, but it's the second one. If we get to the playoffs or not, you will be okay. I think you will be okay. On the third one, on the third season, we're gonna have to be more exigente.
Yeah, we need to demand more. We need to demand more. And I agree with you, but you got to remember, right? What was the goal at the beginning of the season? Make the playoffs. Now, some of us are asking we should be in a home playoff.
That's bad because you ask the guys on the. You go to the fans and they say, if we get to the playoffs, we're okay. It's fine. You can see the guys from us. We're on TV. They say, no, as soon as we get to the fans, I'm okay with it. I mean, I want to ask you, how much money you will bet on Austin FC to win the
MLS Cup?
A
To win
real
MLS Cup?
The MLS Cup.
I wouldn't bet on Austin. No.
Nothing.
I would bet an amount of money I was okay losing.
Like what? Like $100.
Yeah, like that'd be fine. But
Let me tell you how much you will.
What the odds are, right?
If you win, if you bet $100, you get $120,000.
I think that's
So I can
fair.
buy a house if I bet $300, right?
were you buying
Or
the house?
probably on Leander or somewhere else.
I was say outside of Waco, maybe, but like.
Waco, yeah.
But see, here's the thing. I disagree with you. I actually think with where Austin is in a position right now, if in the second half of the season we fall out of the playoff picture, I think Wolf will absolutely get fired in the offseason. And I think he should be.
He should be. That's
Because
that's
I think that is
But
definitely.
He loves Wolf.
By the way,
I know that's not true. I know you're a Wolf out.
He knows I'm a Wolf out. He's the guy. He's the Wolf lover over here. After the third game, he said, "Guys, forget about Wolf out."
Yeah, no, I told you that. But right now, I mean, because Wolf last year, I was the worst enemy. Wolf was very pissed every time I was going to talk to him. This year, one day somebody joked with him. I don't know if you saw that when Eric Woolman told him, "Oh, George wants you to coach Leon for one game," and he said he doesn't want anything from me. He was like really pissed. He was really pissed with me because I actually talk about Owen Wolf, but I always talk about soccer. I mean, nothing personal. I think he's a very good person, Wolf. But soccer wise, I don't think he's a good coach yet. He will be.
He's a rookie. He's
That's
a
fine.
second year
Okay,
coach.
so I'm kind of curious. What do you view as the manager's job? Like, what is entirely part of his duties? What specifically are the tasks that Wolf has to do that would be good? Like for you, is it all about like having a direct style of play, or is it just like
No. I think my personal opinion of a coach is win the game. Okay, so every single game, every single rival, it's different. You cannot play the same. You cannot do the changes at the same minute. You cannot replace the same guys at the same minute. You cannot do the 4-4-3 to the same team, to the next team, to the full. You have to see what is the wave of the game to change and to adjust like everybody else does.
And I agree with that. Just not to interrupt, but I agree with that because to me, the manager is judged mostly on the actual lineups and the individual game tactics and the substitutions.
Exactly.
I think that the manager ultimately is the most replaceable part of the team because you should have a club structure that maintains a style of play and does the teaching and does the actual does the training to where the coach is really just kind of plug and play of like, this guy knows what he's doing tactically, this guy doesn't. And I think it's definitely like, is Wolf a good tactical manager? Is at best incomplete and is probably more of like a DF. Because and you see this over and over again, Wolf likes having control of it. He plays a style that lets you retain possession and retain control. And he likes to have his plan subs and doesn't understand that every battle plan is great until you meet the enemy. And you see it. And what's really bad as a US fan is that we get twice of it because he coaches just like Berhalter does. Of trying to keep too much of a plan.
Exactly. And Nico Steves is the same.
Nico Steves is
yeah,
the same?
exactly. It always takes me back to a thing that Jose Mourinho said, which is that I never want to make the first substitution. I always want the other coach to have to make a change that I get to respond to. And being able to be flexible of seeing that a change happens and then knowing exactly what to do when that change happens is an important part of coaching. And Wolf doesn't have that.
I'm going to tell you, because you don't see Club Deportes, but I ask, and that's on Club Deportes, I ask, you probably saw it, Claudio Reina, on the beginning of this season, before the beginning of the season, we had a media conference with Claudio Reina and asked him, Claudio, and I'm going to have him answer because he will remember. Claudio, are you having some goals for Wolf? Are you planning to replace him in case he's not winning 1, 5 or 6 games. Do you remember what he said?
Yeah, he said no plan.
No plan. He's not going to be replaced. So, he's not going to be replaced right now. And after 3 games, they gave him 3 years more. So he's not going to be replaced. Now, it's good. I mean, it's what you're saying that the first person who has to be replaced, that's in a regular, in a normal soccer world. But not in Austin FC. They're not going to do it.
There's other teams like that. Mexico's just like that too.
Mexico in 3 games.
Mexico loves Tata. You love Tata too, don't you?
Pinche Tata, cabrón. Fuera Tata.
Okay, I understood that.
Yeah, pinche Tata, pero bueno. So no. I mean, and those are the things that Austin FC is different with everything, because as I'm saying right here, we celebrate everything. We got a player, which is good though, but we had a player from the second division of the France football, and everybody was like, "Oh, Gabrielson." Blah, blah. I mean, we haven't seen him. I mean, on YouTube, it was 2 videos, and just like when he had a bunch of hair, so it was like really old videos. Where these people says, "Oh, Gabrielson," and they go at midnight to the airport to say welcome. I mean, what kind of team we are?
I think you're talking about the fan base, and the answer to that is we're a very young fan base. 10 years from now, I don't think that's going to be the case. But
I actually disagree. I actually think the fan base. I think our fan base is still has a lot of very I don't want to say naive excitement, but it definitely has some naivete in terms of being young. I also think that that's we talk about as the towel says in front of me, Greg the legend, but I think that's the ethos of the fan base. I could actually see the same people who showed up to greet Gabrielson at midnight being the same people who show up in 10 years for whoever shows up at midnight. Because that could be just kind of the ethos of our fan base, which is a little eccentric, I would say.
Don't think so.
But I think that still has a lot of positivity to it. I think there's a lot of energy and proactiveness in our fan base that as long as things are going well, it's great. But I think you can also see that when it starts to teeter on the edge of being bad, that the fan base turns very quickly. And I think we're going to end up with one of those very interested. I think we're going to have a very interested and very fickle fan base very quickly.
Not this one.
You don't think so?
No, because right here.
I think if we miss the playoffs,
I don't know if you saw the documentary from Javi. ¿Cómo se llama Javi? Pereira. Javi Pereira.
Yeah.
Javi Pereira.
He did a documentary from
The Verde Passion.
The Verde Passion.
Yeah.
It was really good. Everybody was celebrating everything. I mean, it was like, we lost, no problem. Yeah, let's go. I mean, let's go. I mean, it's really, really different, but sometimes, I mean, it feels weird. I mean, not just because I have to report or I have to say my point of view to people, but it's kind of weird to see people. I mean, the team losing 5 straight games last year, and everybody happy and hugging, and I say, what kind of team we are?
I mean, that's definitely the honeymoon period of a lot of us who were very skeptical the team was ever going to exist.
Well, this
kind of a thing, but also
So, do you think the fan base changed from 2021 to 2022?
I think there are parts of the fan base that are very vocal that are very fickle. I mean, I got invited to a Facebook group over the offseason that was going to have a demonstration that Wolf should be fired. That had a few dozen people in it.
Yeah, I agree.
And those people still exist somewhere. And I don't think that it's out of the question that if Austin were to get out of the playoff picture, that you wouldn't see Wolf out signs in the supporter section.
If we have a collapse this season, if this is the beginning of the end and we end up missing the playoffs, I think you're going to see people protesting.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But anyways, that's soccer.
It depends it depends on if it's people or persons. I think we could see we'll see persons definitely.
Same question to you. Do you think 2021, 2022 the fan change?
No, I think the core base fans did not change, but there were some outspoken people. Look at Bali, right? People like that. People that were saying Wolf out, 5 games. Obviously now.
Yeah, but they are on the stands. They don't see how Ruti is leaving. Bali, I really like Bali, and I want to say hi to his mom too, because they follow us all the time. But there is people that they don't see that. I mean, they don't see the stuff that is happening on the field, and they just comment whatever they see on the highlights. Now, one more thing about that. We received an email from communications department. Everybody, they sent it to everybody. Said, please do not wear your Austin FC jerseys to the press box. I mean, there are journalists that wear the Austin FC to go and I mean, that doesn't happen in a normal world.
Welcome to MLS.
Yeah, I was gonna wait. Do you think that comes from Austin having a young media culture of a media culture that just not starting, where we don't have these entrenched blogs that have been around for a while?
Most of them they are fans. They are not journalists. They are fans with credentials, and I want to respect everybody. But some of them, I don't say everybody. No, there are people. There is a bunch of people who I read them and I follow them, and they're very good. But there are some people who get the credentials. I don't know how, and they go there with and they scream, they yell the goals and everything inside the press box.
So I take it you never watched the Mexico game where the friendly media are jumping up and down, because I mean that happens there too.
I think that will be different, but it never happened to me. I mean, I never. That's a different thing when you see, because I have been in World Cups with.
And the media will be just cheering, clapping everybody, right?
Yeah, but that's a different thing because you're going with the country. I mean, actually, you're part of the country. But that's a different thing. But if I'm gonna go and see León, which is the best team of the world, if I go and see León,
can you put us the standings there, please?
Por favor, me pasas a Garritas. Aviéntamelo desde allá, Garritas, por favor. No quiero poner
just Photoshop León on top.
Only put León if you put the standings.
Garritas,
I agree that there are definitely people who I see who get press credentials who have like.
No, güey.
Wow, that was aggressive.
Pinche pedo con él. Te voy a mojar, cabrón.
But there are definitely people who have credentials that I'm kind of like, how did you get credentials? You have like 800 Twitter followers, like, and your blog, like, yeah, no. I've never understood that either.
It is Garritas.
Okay.
It's be careful with the chicken.
And remind me where they finished this past season.
12.
Yeah, they didn't make the Liguilla, did they?
It wasn't. We're not talking about Liga.
Yeah, this is not a León show.
It's their off season. We're not talking about that. That's
anyways, yeah.
Also, I'd be lost.
That's a good question. How do they get credentials? Because they have Facebook pages. They have, I don't know, but that's the Austin Communications Department. Yeah. And we don't care. I mean, it's everybody sharing and sharing all the information of the team. It's good for the team. I mean, I've been trying to get on the press list for for Houston Dynamo, and they hate me. They don't like me. I mean, I make some fun of them. I know I tag them. I mean, I tag them. Or how do you say, cuando tú le pones la arroba, I tag them, right?
Mm-hmm. You tag them.
And they don't like me. They don't give me and on the last game, Houston-Austin, they didn't give me a credential. So I mean, it's like, okay,
you think they'd be doing anything to try to get positive
It happened in my city. They kicked me out of Austin FC Stadium. So
you're talking shit with Don Gol, and we know Senor Gol is
part of them, right?
He's part of the front office. That's why you're not getting invited.
Okay, I mean, but that's the thing.
You think that he's the one who determines the press credentials?
He is. Dude, the Dynamo is so bad that their own front office have to run their trolling accounts.
That's actually true.
You know?
Yeah.
Pinche Señor Gol, no mames. Anyways, échanos el color, Jerry. We're going to see the color very quick. El color. Y nos pones el audio si se puede poner. Hoy en controles, today en controles, Georgina y Jerry. Y Garritas. Okay, we're going to see the color. This is very good. Le quitas el ticket, please. Nada más se lo quitas y le pones otra vez send. Y ya solito se quita. No lo pones en el audio.
Estoy preocupado por la media y la defensa. Contra Pachuca, que era el friendly, no nos organizamos muy bien, no hablamos bien. Depende cómo empezamos atrás con los 4 y los medias. pasando la pelota, pero no nada más pasándola, pero pasándola con intento, pasándola para anotar, pasándola por posición.
Va a ser muy complicado, muy complicado, pero creo que es ganable. Por la afición y por estar en casa, creo que es ganable el partido.
It's going to be a great one. This is a really important one for us because we ain't fans of Frisco, but I think tonight our team's going to do it.
Siempre lo ha dicho que es un buen equipo. Dallas siempre ha sido un buen equipo.
Fuck Frisco! Fuck Houston! You gonna help me?
Dog, I'm in the middle, son.
I wasn't doing it for you.
No,
Why you saying?
no,
why you talk?
siempre ha sido un buen equipo. Y está un poco peligroso, especialmente después de perder la última semana. Pero creo que hoy ganamos. Hoy debemos de ganar porque este es un juego muy importante. No solo por la Copa Texas, pero también por la tabla.
We're gonna have to ease Cascante into this game because I don't know, man. We're ready. We're ready, but I feel them, man. You know, este partido, man. Tenemos que ganar porque ya vamos, ¿cuántos? Tres que perdemos contra Dallas. Si no ganamos si no ganamos man.
¿Cuál se siente más clásico, contra Houston o contra Dallas?
Contra Houston, porque chinguen su madre los de Houston, con todo el huevo.
Yo digo con Houston. I'm going to say Dallas. I'm going to say Frisco.
¿Por qué Houston?
Son bien culeros.
La rivalidad con Dallas es, creo que muchísimo mejor que contra Houston. Definitivamente Houston es un equipo de 3 pesos. Dallas tiene mejores jugadores. Es un equipo mejor armado.
Es un juego normal porque apenas el Austin tiene poco que empezó. A lo mejor más adelante se puede hacer como un clásico del norte al sur.
Un poquito sí, porque ellos trajeron su banda, nuestra banda está un poquito más mejor, pero es algo que cada año que se va a sentir como un playoff game. Va a estar la emoción, va a estar la banda, va a estar la gente.
I don't know. I just feel like they're fans. Their fans are awful.
A mí me da igual, la verdad, los dos no sirven para nada. Ya que estamos a demostrarlo.
Es parte ya del clásico también. Se siente la gente que apoya mucho al equipo, buen ambiente y pues, es un bonito estadio. Se siente bien. Un clásico, un segundo clásico.
Pero para mí, a nivel de este partido, con Dallas en el cuarto lugar, nosotros en tercero, ¿verdad? ¿O cómo vamos? Así, ¿verdad? Entonces, a nivel de este partido, no, es algo diferente del Houston partido. Yendo para el Houston, agarrar 3 puntos, sí es algo para sentir, pero este partido se siente como un playoff partido, un playoff game.
Cascante. prefer to win, but a point on the road is never bad. It's the first time Austin has gotten a point versus Dallas, so I mean, I guess they should be proud of themselves, but Dallas still should have won that game.
We shouldn't lose a 2-0 lead. No way. With 15 minutes to go, we should have held on.
Pues un empate, pues es difícil ganar de visitante, pero se sacó un empate, ya con esto nos conformamos. Porque no es tan difícil ganar al rival en tu propia casa.
No, lo pudimos ganar, lo pudimos haber ganado 4-2. Jugó bien Austin, pero lo pudimos haber ganado, hubo fallas, pero así es el fútbol.
That's very disappointing because we were a better team. We had more going forward than they did. We should have won 2-0.
Pues jugamos bien al inicio del segundo mitad, pero lo dejamos a unos 2 puntos ahí en el cancha.
¿Qué te pareció el ambiente del Q2?
Era bien, me gusta cuántos aficionados de Dallas vinieron, eso fue muy padre.
Ahí salúdenme el Azteca, el Esteban. Ahí me lo saludan.
Ya, güey. Ok, ese fue el color, señores.
That was a great segment, by the way. Even the Frisco fans loved our stadium. So
yeah, when I asked the guy, what do you think about the Q2? He said, "Oh, we were 200." No, we were like 20 something plus 200.
That's right.
Anyways, okay, sir. So gentlemen. So what else we have to say?
We're going to talk about the next game coming.
Charlotte in Thursday and
Colorado
on Monday.
Mm-hmm. I love Colorado. I love Monday game. I mean, because the game it's a Monday. Yeah, it's a Monday. I mean, it's a holiday.
Well, that's true.
It's a holiday. It's Monday. You can do whatever you want on Sunday because we don't care who plays. And then and actually it's the first weekend for the Liga MX.
That's right. They're starting.
They're starting. Mm. So, anyways,
who's your Liga MX team?
Huh?
Who's your Liga MX? You don't have one? Okay.
Watch out your face. What Charlotte and let's see, Charlotte and what is the other one?
Colorado.
Charlotte, Colorado.
My prediction: 4 points. We have to beat Charlotte. Charlotte has obviously they're a first-year team, and I know they've been playing good at home. But I don't know if you knew that 10 of their players caught COVID last week, and it looks like only 2 of them are going to be back. So they're going to be decimated. Where you have a better team than they do. They're in the East. The East Conference sucks. I expect us to win 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. I don't care, but I expect some points out of that game. Colorado, on the other hand, I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens.
And I mean, I'm going to defer to the chicken predictions on what the actual scores are going to be. You have to trust the chickens. But I think we're going to get 6 points. I think Charlotte's kind of a dumpster fire this year. They've already fired a coach. They had to get a special exemption from MLS to have their roster comply. Like you said, they've had a bunch of players out with COVID. I think we're going to get revenge for them taking Mackenzie Gaines away from us on Thursday, hopefully. And then even Colorado, Colorado just lost to...
Colorado's not doing well this year.
Yeah, Colorado's not doing well. They have, our least favorite striker, Giazzi Zardes, and they just got beat by Seattle 3-0, I think it was. Mm-hmm. They lost over the weekend. I think they're kind of scuttling, and I think that's...
So you expect 6 points?
I think 6 points is definitely doable. I think these are 2 teams that we can take out. I don't necessarily expect to get points on the road because of just... the past experience, but I do.
You're contradicting yourself.
But again, if I say had to put a bet down on how many points I thought Austin was going to get, I would put that money down on 6 points.
6 points.
How about you?
Pinche quesadilla de ganaron. They picked quesadilla. Quesadilla say 13 of 13 of 14.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you think?
Honestly, I think we're gonna get 2 points, and I don't want to say I don't want to give them the bad vibes. But it's going to be hard, and especially with the difference we have when we're away, when we play away. I mean,
if we get more than 2 points, I'm going to edit this and put this on Twitter and blast you, right?
If you get 5 points.
No. If we get more than 2 points, I'm going to put your prediction on there. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, no, we can have it. Beep. I think it's gonna be 2
Destroy
points.
The video.
Yeah, let's start.
So I go with 4. You say with 2, and he goes 6.
Wait, because we're gonna cut it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, cut. I'm going with 2 points. Colorado and actually it's Charlotte and Colorado.
4 points. I don't care who wins, but we'll get 1 win.
6 points.
We need to stop drinking, Senor Slan. Okay, no, just kidding.
Stop. Why would?
Tell us very quick about False 9.
The False 9 is a Austin FC fan-focused blog. We like to think that we write about a lot of interesting nonsense. It started the way a lot of great ideas do, which was a lot of friends were sitting around drinking. And while Austin has a lot of great media, it's a lot of people who cover the game very straight and cover it through the lines. And we wanted to have a little bit more commentary on the culture of the team and what's going on in Austin at the time. Including keeping track of Austin scoring during chants and songs, things like that. We have a chicken who predicts matches who's not quite as good as Paul the Octopus, but we're trying hard. You can find the blog. It's www.thefalse9texas.com. The 9 is just the number. And then we have a Twitter and Instagram to follow, and we post articles pretty much every day about a lot of variety of topics. Today we there's a breakdown of what the players' toiletry bags had since whenever they. Thank you for showing that.
Ahí está. There you go.
And we also do an MLS cheering guide for Austin fans, looking at what matches we need to care about and why, and what results we're rooting for, just so people can have a little bit a better idea of what's going on in the league.
Well, that's a good thing. You can follow him. So it's at False11, at False11 on Twitter.
It's the False 9 TX, all spelled out, is the Twitter and the Instagram.
Okay, repeat that.
The False 9 TX.
Okay, so you can follow them and follow Aries Silva. ¿Cómo está tu?
Silva_Arias, Aries.
Perfecto. Follow Chiqui Whiskey at chiquiwhiskey.com. No tiene espacio. Señores, we're leaving. We thank you. ¿Cuánto llevamos, Jerry? No mames. We passed the time, but it was worth it. Señores, Aries, thank you very much. You know, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope you get back.
I would love to. Just let me know.
Yeah, we'll let you know so you can come back. And Chiqui Whiskey is going to say bye. Señores, we're leaving. Thank you very much for being with us. Yeah, you stay here. No se les olvide, don't forget to follow us, Club Deportes, at Club Deportes. También follow us at Jorge Iturralde. Síguenos en clubdeportes.com to see all the shows. You can see this show, but if you miss another like 60 we have already, just go back, go on clubdeportes.com and you can see all of them. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias, Jerry López y Gio en Controles. Have a nice week. We see you Tuesday actually.